Okay, so we are still discussing Wally's formula. So for example number 4, nag-iba na yung limits natin. Instead of 0 to pi over 2, naging 0 to pi. Okay, so what do we do? By a change of variable, an integral form can be reduced into where a Wally's formula may be applied. Okay, so i-reduce natin siya into a form that we can apply si Wally's formula. So if you don't want to reduce this problem, you can do yung trigonometric integrals natin, which is way more complicated than the Wally's formula. So we should learn how to reduce yung variables natin. So let's say, mag-let u tayo. Okay, so let u be equal to x over 2. Then we can cross multiply this one. So 2u is equal to x. Then 2 du is equal to dx. So this is what we will substitute dito sa dx natin. Now for our upper limit, okay? For our upper limit, our u is equal to x over 2. So what is our upper limit? That is pi. So substitute lang natin si pi dito sa x natin. So our new upper limit will be pi over 2. Now for our lower limit, our u is equal to x over 2. What is our lower limit? That is 0. So yun yung i-plug natin dito sa x. So u is equal to 0 over 2 and 0 over 2 is equal to 0. So we now have our new limits, which is 0 to pi over 2. And by that, we can apply na si Wally's formula. So our new equation will be the integral of sine raised to 6u cosine squared u, and our dx is 2 du. Limits from 0 to pi all over 2. Okay, so we can isolate si constant. That will be equal to 2. The integral of sine raised to 6u cosine squared u du, limits from 0 to pi all over 2. Now our m is equal to 6. Our n is equal to 2. They are both even, so we are going to use case 1. And alpha is equal to pi over 2. Okay, so let's continue dito na lang. So this will be equal to 2. Okay, don't forget yung in-isolate natin na constant. That is 2 multiplied by m natin is 6. So this is 6 minus 1. Okay, 6 minus 1. And then 6 minus 3. Tapos 6 minus 5. 6 minus 5 is equal to 1. So we stop there. Multiplied by our n. Okay, si n natin is equal to 2. So 2 minus 1 lang siya. All over our denominator, that will be equal to 6 plus 2 multiplied by 6 plus 2 minus 2, 6 plus 2 minus 4, and then 6 plus 2 minus 6. Okay, and that is equal to 2. So we stop there. Multiplied by our alpha, which is pi over 2. And we can cancel this one. Since multiplication naman to, we can cancel si 2, and we will be left with 6 minus 1 is 5, 6 minus 3 is 3, 6 minus 5 is 1, multiplied by 1. Okay, to si 2 minus 1 all over 6 plus 2 is 8, 6 plus 2 minus 2, this will cancel, so that is equal to 6. 6 plus 2 minus 4 is equal to 4, and 6 plus 2 minus 6, of course, that will cancel, so you are left with 2, multiplied by pi over 2. And simplifying further, this is equal to 5 times 3 is 15, all over 8 times 6 times 4 times 2, that is equal to 128. Oh, wala na pala tayong 2 kasi kinancel natin kanina. So, this is only equal to pi. Then, multiplied by pi. So, we simplify further. This is equal to 15 pi over 15 pi. Mali pala to. Ito sa part na to. Okay, 8 times 6 times 4 times 2 is 384. Okay, multiplied by pi. So, 15 pi over 384. So, we can reduce this answer into lowest term. So, our final answer would be 5 pi all over 128. So, that is what you do when the limits or when there is a change in variable. So, pag yung limits niya is hindi applicable for a Wallis formula. Okay? So, let's try example number 5. Okay, so limits natin is 0 to pi over 4. So, ibig sabihin, again, it is not applicable for Wallis formula. So, reduce natin yung equation natin. So, let u tayo. Okay, so let u be equal to, we cannot use 4x kasi 2x lang to. So, gamitin na lang natin is si 2x. Okay, so 2x. And then, our du will be equal to 2dx. Okay? And 1/2 du is equal to dx. And ito yung ipa-plug natin kay dx dito. Now, for our upper limit, our u is equal to 2x. Okay? And u is equal to 2 times pi over 4. So, this will cancel. So, our u is equal to pi over 2. So, pasok na yung upper limit natin. Now, for our lower limit, our u is equal to 2x. And what is our lower limit? That is equal to 0. So, 2 times 0, our lower limit is 0. So, we can now proceed in rewriting our equation and then proceeding to integration using Wallis formula. So, this will be equal to the integral of sine squared 2u. Okay? 2u siya kasi 2x lang yung u natin. Multiplied by cosine squared u. Dx natin is 1/2 du. Limits natin is from 0 to pi over 2. And we can isolate si constant that will be equal to 1/2 the integral of sine squared 2u cosine squared 2u u du limits from 0 to pi all over 2. Okay, so our equation is still not applicable for Wallis formula. Bakit? Kasi yung variable natin dito sa cosine natin is not the same with our variable in our sine value. So, what will we do? Hanap tayo ng trigonometric identity for sine 2u. Okay? So, recall, sine 2u is equal to 2 sine u cosine u. Okay? So, meron tayong nahanap na identity. However, yung term natin dito is sine squared 2u. So, what will we do here? We square both sides. So, that is equal to sine squared 2u equal to 2 squared is equal to 4. And then, sine squared u cosine squared u. So, we can now plug this dito sa term na to. So, let's continue here. That is equal to 1/2 the integral of sine squared 2u, palitan natin ng ganito. So, 4 sine squared u cosine squared u multiplied by cosine squared u du limits from 0 to pi over 2. And since this is constant, pwede natin siyang i-isolate. So, that will be 4. 1/2 times 4, that is equal to 2. Okay, rineduce ko na agad-agad. And then, sine squared u, cosine squared u times cosine squared u. Okay, so they have the same base. So, we just add yung exponent nila. So, that is equal to cosine 4 u du limits from 0 to pi over 2. Now, our integrand is takes the form of the integrand when we use Wallis formula. So, we can now proceed to integration using that formula. Our m is equal to 2. M natin is equal to 2, n is equal to 4. They are both even. M and n are positive integers. We use alpha equal to pi all over 2. And we use case number 1. So this is equal to 2 multiplied by m natin is 2 minus 1 lang. Okay? And then multiplied by our n, that is 4 minus 1. 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3 lang tayo because this is equal to 1. So we stop there. And our denominator will be 4 or 2 plus 4 multiplied by 2 plus 4 minus 2 multiplied by 2 plus 4 minus 4. So we stop there kasi this is equal to 2 na. Multiplied by pi all over 2. And since this is multiplication, we can again cancel si 2 and proceed to simplification. So this will be equal to 2 multiplied by 4 minus 1 is 3 and 4 minus 3 is 1. All over, 2 minus 1 is 1 pala, sorry. Okay, all over, 2 plus 4 is 6. And this will cancel, so we will be left with 4. As well as this, magka-cancel si 4, so we'll be left with 2. And then multiplied by our alpha, which is si pi na lang kasi na-cancel na si 2. And simplifying this one, this is equal to 3 times 1 is 3 all over 6 times 4 times 2, that is equal to 48. And then si pi natin. But we can still reduce this to lowest term. So our final answer would be pi all over 16. So that is how to use the Wallis formula if the limits are not 0 to pi over 2. So kailangan nyo lang i-reduce and manipulate and apply basic U substitution and differentiation.